Good morning, dear students. I am back with topic 3 of chapter 1 Nature and Significance of Management. This topic is levels and functions of management. Now first, we will start with levels of management. Students, as we have already learned that management does not refer to a single individual, but it refers to a group of persons. In companies, large number of persons are employed and placed at different places to perform different managerial activities. To carry on these activities, these employees are given necessary authority and responsibility. This grant of authority results in creation of chain of authority. This chain is divided into 3 levels, and these 3 levels are called as the levels of management. The 3 different levels of management are: first is top level or administrative level, second middle level or executory level, third is lower level or supervisory level, or operative or first line managers level. Now, first we start with top level of management. Top level of management consists of all the people who are at the highest position in the organization and contribute to the process of planning and staffing. They consist of the senior most executive of the organization, like chairman, board of directors, managing directors, general managers, president, vice president, chief executive officer, chief financial officer, and chief operating officer, etc. Functions of top level of management. First function is determining the objectives of the enterprise. The top level managers formulate the main objectives of the organization. Second is framing plans and policies to achieve the set objectives. Third, organizing activities to be performed by persons working at middle level. Fourth function, assembling all the resources such as finance, fixed assets, etc. required for day-to-day activities. Fifth function, it is responsible for welfare and survival of the organization. Sixth function, liaison with outside world. Liaison means it meets with the outside world. For example, meeting with government officials, competitors, suppliers, media, etc. Seventh function, to integrate diverse elements and coordinate the activities of different departments according to overall objective. Eighth function is to analyze business environment and its implications for survival of the firm. Now, middle level management. This level of management consists of departmental heads such as purchase department head, sales department head, finance manager, marketing manager, plant superintendent, etc. People of this group are responsible for executing the plans and policies made by top level, and they act as a linking pin between top and lower level management. Functions of middle level management. First is interpretation of policies framed by top management to lower level. Second, organizing the activities of their department for executing the plans and policies. Third, finding out or recruiting or selecting and appointing the required employees for their department. Fourth, motivating the persons to perform to their best ability. Fifth, cooperate with other departments for smooth functioning. Lower level of management. This level consists of supervisors, superintendent, foremen, sub-department executives, clerk, etc. Managers of this group actually carry on the work or perform the activities according to the plans of top and middle level management. Their authority is limited, and they are also responsible for maintaining discipline among the workers. Functions of lower level of management. First, representing the problems or grievances of workers before the middle level management. Second, maintaining good working conditions and developing healthy relations between superior and subordinate. Third, looking to safety of workers and provide safe and secure work environment for workers. Fourth, they try to maintain precise standard of quality and ensure steady flow of output. Fifth, they are responsible for boosting the morale of the workers and developing the team spirit in them. Sixth, they also try to minimize the wastage of materials and maintaining safety standards. Seventh, the lower level is responsible for quality, quantity of output and loyalty of workers. Students, here we have done with the three different levels of management, and you have read about their functions also. Next, we come to our next topic in this, that is functions of management. Management consists of 5 different functions, that are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Students, in this chapter, we will read about these functions, but in your business studies book, from chapter number 4, we will start reading these functions in separate chapters one by one. Now, we start with planning function. Planning. It is deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who is going to do it. Ultimately, students, planning bridges a gap between where we are today and where we want to reach. And in planning functions, we set the goals. The top level management set the goals of an organization. Planning is a long process for the consummation of which following steps are taken: setting objectives, developing premises, identifying alternative courses of action, evaluating alternative courses, selecting an alternative, implementing the plan, follow-up action. These are some of the things which are called as the planning process, and this we will read in this that description manner in our chapter, that is chapter number 4. Second function is organizing. Organizing is the process of bringing together physical, financial, and human resources and developing productive relationship among them for achievement of organizational goals. Here, students, according to Henry Fayol, it is being said to organize a business is to provide it with everything useful or its functioning, that is raw material, tools, capital and personals. So here in this organizing process, what it is being done, the plans which is being decided in the planning function, that plans are executed and things like raw materials, money and the human resources are being gathered or they are being collected according to the requirement in this organizing process. Organizing is mainly establishing the framework of working, that is, how many units or subunits or departments are needed, how many posts or designations are needed in each department, and how to distribute authority and responsibility among employees. And students, once these decisions are taken, organizational structure gets set up. Organizing process involves identification of activities, classification of grouping of activities, assignment of duties, delegation of authority and creation of responsibility, coordinating authority and responsibility relationship. Next process is staffing. Staffing refers to filling and keeping filled the post with people. This staffing process includes recruiting, selecting, appointing the employees, assigning duties, maintaining cordial relationship, and taking care of grievances of employees. Training and development of employees, deciding their remuneration, promotion, and increments. It also evaluates their performance. In this staffing function, it is the function of manning the organization structure and keeping it manned. Manned means to have personnel, employees. Staffing has assumed greater importance in the recent years due to advancement of technology, increase in size of business, complexity of human behavior, etc. The main purpose of staffing is to put right man on right job. That is, square pegs in square holes and round pegs in round holes, means to put the right person on the right job. Means right person means person with a particular qualification should be given the job which requires that particular qualification. Now, students, staffing process includes estimating the manpower requirement, recruitment, selection, placement and orientation, training and development, performance appraisal, promotion and career planning, and compensation. Now we come to fourth function of management, that is directing. Directing refers to instructing, guiding, communicating, and inspiring people in the organization. Under this function, it includes supervision, communication, leadership, and motivation. Here, supervision means it refers to monitor the progress of routine work of one's subordinates and guiding them properly. Supervision is an important element of the directing function of management. Second is communication. It refers to an art of transferring facts, ideas, feelings, etc. from one person to another and making him understand them. Third is leadership. It refers to influencing others in such a manner to do what the leader wants them to do. Fourth is motivation. Motivation, it refers to that process which excites people to work for attainment of a desired objective. Among the various factors of production, it is only the human factor which is dynamic and provides mobility to other physical resources. And if human resource goes static, then other resources automatically turn immobile. Thus, it becomes essential to motivate human resource to keep them dynamic, aware, and eager to perform their duty. And this motivation is of both types, that is monetary and non-monetary. Motivation means monetary and non-monetary incentives can be provided to the employees or the people to motivate them. Last function of management is controlling. It refers to bringing the actual results closer to the desired results. Under this, the manager monitors whether the jobs are being performed in accordance with the set plans. In this controlling, the measurement of accomplishment against the standards and correction of deviation, if any, to ensure achievement of organizational goals. Means in this controlling function, the plans which is being done, standards which has been set in the planning process are being measured with the standards which are being maintained in the last process, that is controlling, and it is seen that is there any difference or not. If that difference is there, then the actual standard has to be met by fulfilling that difference. This is done in the controlling function, and the controlling function has 5 main steps. That is setting performance standards which is being done in planning process. Measurement of actual performance means performance which the employees are doing. Comparison of actual performance with standards. Analyzing deviations. Deviations means the differences between the set standards and actual performance. And then taking corrective actions to meet that deviations. Thank you, students. Now here we have completed our third topic of levels and functions of management. In this you have come to know that an organization consists of 3 different levels, and the functions, 5 functions of management you have read in this topic, which you will be learning in your same book, business studies book, in different chapters in description.